Boom! Wagwan people, welcome back to another episode of Cave Conversations. It's me, Jay. I'm going to be joined by Jords. I think we're just waiting on him to get back, but he is here. He is backstage. He is waiting. So while we wait for my good man Jords, make sure you lot smash a like on the stream, people. Come on. Come on. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, guys, we are on 458 subs. 458 subs. We're so close to that 500 mark. So please smash the subscribe button, man. It really helps. And if you're watching this on the playback, drop a comment and let me know, man. But big up everyone in the building. Big up, man. While we wait for George, let me get through some of these chats. Big up Vondell. Says big up George. Big up Jay. Big up my bro. Hope you're well. Man is late night and Postacoglu substitutions. Again, big up anyway. Big up, bro. I'm sorry, fam. I was trying to make a cup of tea and I put my lime here. I put a lime on the side because I like my tea with a bit of lime in it. And the cat took the lime off the side and ran. So, yeah. Sorry about that. Big up King Kriller. Big up Jords. Yeah, see, sorry about that. Big up Shirley, the Tottenham tea lady. Oi, Jamie, old Spurs legend. How's it going, love? Now, listen, Big Ange had all of us buzzing at first, didn't he? But lately, I'm scratching my head, wondering what's going on. So am I, man. So am I, honestly, bruv. Honestly, man. It's a headache, but we're going to get into all of that. We're going to get into all of that, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Big up Mufaz. Big up, bro. Big up Mr. Udang, my guy, as always locked in. Big up, bro. Okay, so we got a lot to talk about. 460 now. Come on, man. Appreciate that. Big up, people. Keep subscribing. Big up the chat. Come on. Big up. What's that? Sengiz? I'm just going to call you JM1. I prefer to call you JM1 if that's all right. Bayern received the... All right, yeah. We're gonna talk about this. Wait, Jay, listen here. Got something. Whoa. All right, then. We're not reading any of those sus comments. All right. Spurs can only activate it if Tell himself agrees to a permanent move. Yeah, we're going to talk about all of that, man. We're going to talk about all of that when Jords gets here. But in the meantime, before we get into all of that, people, how are we feeling? Let me know in the chat. How are we feeling? How are we feeling about some of these signings? In fact, I want you lot in the chat, right? Let's get into interact with me. What are we rating the transfer window out of 10? Let me see some chats, bro. Let me see what you lot are rating the transfer window while we're waiting for Mr. Durag Diaries to return. Do you know what I'm saying? Well, let me see. You get me? What do you lot rate the window so far? Okay, I'm seeing some ratings coming. We'll get a few more coming in. Too late as usual. yeah, literally. Members, big up Star Crow, man. Big up, man. Hope you're well. I hope I said your name right as well, blood. Cool. Jordan says, I'm feeling whelmed. 5.5 out of 10. 5 at best. Okay, so we've got some balanced people in here. Okay. Sengiz says 1 out of 10. I hear you, bro. Adam says 6 out of 10. That's fairly high. King Kriller says 7. But we can't do business this late. I hear that. We're going to get into some of that as well. Mr. 4 out of 10. Okay, so it's kind of mixed. Some people aren't really impressed. Some people are fairly impressed. But I don't see anyone overly impressed, which is very important, man, because I don't see a reason to even be overly impressed, if I'm being completely honest. Do you know what I'm saying? But we're going to get into all of that. 17 people in here, so please make sure you're smashing the like, man. Smash the likes up. What color are we? We need to go. Yeah, there we go. I always said we're doing the yellow thing, so that's what we're sticking with. But yeah, you said it right, bro. Okay. Big up, man. Smash the likes. And come on, people. If we can get to 500 subs, I'm going to do a legendary stream. I'm going to try and get Lewis, Jords, Northside. I'm going to try and get everybody on a legendary stream. But guys, Jords is here. He's arrived. Big up, my bro.
It's a yellow flex, yeah? I didn't even know it was a yellow flex on Cave Conversations. That we're doing over here. Don't worry about that. We can set the mood. We can set the mood, right?
That's right.
But big up to everyone inside. I know some of these people come over for my stream. I mean, big up for staying in. Big up saying clearly they want to hear the Cave Conversation. They don't know what's going on in Spurs right now. But yeah, man, deadline day. I'm seeing some decent ratings in there, and it's understandable. I think I did give my rating in my last stream, but we'll go into that a bit more detail throughout the stream. But yeah, man.
Come on, man. We're gonna get into that actually. I was thinking whether to start with the game on the weekend or start with the transfer window. But
let's
I think
go chronological order. Let's go transfer window and then into the game, because I suppose
We'll start with the window. What are you saying? What are you rating the window, man? What are you rating the window? Were you impressed with the signings that we brought in? Do you feel a little bit underwhelmed? Chat to me, bro.
Yeah, no, look, I rate the window. I suppose I rate the window. I gave it 6 out of 10. Gave it a 6 out of 10. Very similar. And I think our summer window I gave a 5 out of 10. So both of the windows have been underwhelming. There's no doubt about that. They've definitely been underwhelming. And when you look at the way that they've played out, probably been a bit disappointed with the players that we've got in the end. I'm a bit disappointed with the lack of movement, you can say, up until the end of the window. The one thing we can say, though, is look, at the start of the window, Spurs and most fans wanted to bring in 4 players. I think we identified 4 positions that were key, 4 players that were needed to come in and improve this first team. Now, Kinski, I think it's fair to say he's been a very good signing. He's not been very poor. Could have signed a better goalkeeper, you could have said, but we always knew the goalkeeper we did bring in was going to be a backup. So we always had to caveat that, and you can't bring in a top goalkeeper because he's just going to be sat on the bench once Vicario does come back. So I've been more than impressed with that signing. From not knowing anything about him to seeing him after a couple of games, I'm like, yeah, do you know what? This kid's proper, especially being young, someone that can grow over the next couple of years. I'm happy with him. Then you look at the last 2 signings that happened. Again, we all knew that we needed a centre-back. I think centre-back was the key position that needed to be signed. But you probably look at Danso and say, was he the player we needed? Maybe not, maybe yes. Again, not someone I'm very familiar with. I've seen minimal amount of games of him, mainly seen I watched the match last season when Arsenal played Lens. They won. Lens won. That's about the most I've seen him in the real time. So again, Danso, that's going to remain to be seen. So Matisse Tel, though, this is an exciting one. I do think that he has it's a low risk, high reward signing, as in we've got a straight loan with an option to buy. So it's not an obligation. I was glad when we didn't see the obligation, because if we're obliged to buy a player that doesn't actually perform across the next 6 months, we'd have been pissed. Yeah. But look, we've got a player that's coming, he's going to improve our attack, very similar to Odebert, a bit raw, but he's an option. He's an option that is going to, I don't know if you have seen that data graph between him and Brennan Johnson, but he's literally, by stats, double the player that Brennan Johnson is. So look, it improves what we have currently in the options we have. So I think the window's been decent. It just wasn't enough. That's the thing. It wasn't enough. What about you, though? What are you saying on it?
See, I'm a bit indifferent, man. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm a bit indifferent because for me, I probably looked at the problems at Spurs a little bit different to a lot of other people. Look, scoring goals, I feel like that's something that comes natural to this team because of the way we play. Yeah. Like I always say, we're designed to kind of overwhelm our opposition with opportunities and chances and the way we flood players forward and whatnot. But I really wanted to see an experienced player come in. I really wanted to see maybe not an old head, but an older head, to say. And I said this on Sav's show a bit earlier. People are going to, please listen to what I say before you guys start attacking me, right? But I wanted to see a player like Jordan Henderson. Not exactly him, but a player like him that has the qualities that he has. Experience, has the leadership qualities, can kind of galvanize the team when we're in positions where the team need to be, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we lack leadership. So I gave the window a 4 out of 10 just because, again, I know he's an exciting talent, but he's not really proven yet. And like you said, it is a low risk, high reward situation, which is why I'm willing to be patient and I'm willing to kind of give him a chance. Do you know what I'm saying? But I really, really wanted to see some cover for a doggy come in as well. I think we're all kind of tired of seeing Archie Gray fill in at fullback and Jed Spence play on the left when he's naturally a right-sided player. And also, I believe that Porro and Archie Gray are next on the chopping block in terms of injuries because they've played every minute since like the end of November. And I think they need a rest. But in terms of the signings that we made, Danso, I haven't seen much of him. So again, it's really hard for me to kind of give an honest critique because he may come in and be a revelation. Do you know what I'm saying? People are talking about he may be the Romero replacement for the summer. But
No,
I disagree.
I think
Massively. I
when you
think
look at the bid that was put in for Gahey, I think that says
I
otherwise.
think that was the signing. But overall, I gave the window a 4 out of 10. I mean, it was an okay window. I think more could have been done, but we left it a little bit too late. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what you think. I don't know if you agree with me, but
no,
yeah.
4 out of 10 is a good rating. I think, look, anywhere between 4 and 6 is about right. That's just like just below average or just above like what you expect. It depends what you expected in it, and that's where you'd bring it above or below. I think because I know the quantity of what Matisse Tell can bring, I'm pushing the window just that little bit more up. But if we ended up with an Okafor or something, I would have said that it's a 3 out of 10 window. But look, we have to see how it plays out, and with a player like him, again, like you said, he could just explode, and they could be like, "Right, this is an 8 out of 10 window." We've got a player of his quality on loan who's pushing us back into that top 10. I don't think that he is going to be that player, but look, let's just see how it does play out and what he can eventually become, because high ceiling, man. He's definitely got a high ceiling, and as I said, when you look at Odebert and him on the wings, we got that French connection. Yeah, you could be looking at throwing it back, Henri Trezeguet settings. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to get too gas, but look, we got two very exciting French forwards that Thierry Henry himself has pointed out. And both of these players been extremely exciting when he was coaching them in the Olympics. So look, keep an eye out for them, and hopefully, I'm just praying. I'm generally just praying, man, like that these players can bring something to our second half of the season, because we need the impact, especially from the young ones.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. We need something at this point. Do you know what I'm saying? We definitely need something. But one thing for me that was kind of frustrating, and we are going to talk more about the Guehi bids, and we can delve into the individual signings and how we feel before we talk about the massive game this week. The massive game this week. But for me, the frustrating thing was seeing us go out and put 70 million down on the table. It's like, Jords, we have the money to do these things. We know we have the money to do these things. We can. So if we've got 70 million to put down on the likes of Guehi, or at first we come in with, what was it, 60 million for Tell at first. That was the first bid we put down for Tell, 60 million. Why don't we go and put the money down and try and bring in a top player, a marquee signing, a signing that the Tottenham fans can turn around and say, yes, this is something to get excited about. I know Tell is an exciting prospect, right? But I want to see some quality come in, man. I think it's been a long time. Who was the last player that we signed of real overall quality that the Tottenham fans got really excited about? Maybe Madders. Maybe was I mean,
Madders.
I know a lot of Tottenham fans didn't want Madders, but
Madders, you could say. I'd probably go back many years, man. I don't think Spurs have made a very like good, exciting signing in a while. Especially when I'm trying to think of a signing that's actually worked out as well, because we've had many that were exciting prior to them coming in and then they didn't work out. Like an Ndombele was hugely exciting. And to be fair, I'm still a fan of him to this day. I'm still hurt that it never worked out. But again, it's one of those ones that the team took a risk and it just didn't pay off. But yeah, man, look, I think with these signings, and with the players we got, one of the key things I did point out, and I think that what I do praise the signing of Danso for is we finally got some experience. One of the all the other players we're signing are like young 21s, 22s. Danso's 26 years of age. He's experienced. He's been in the Prem, got shipped back out, and now he's coming back to the Prem with a point to prove. So I wish Krilla, and I'd absolutely wish, but I don't think Leao is going to leave AC Milan to come to 14th place Tottenham. I think one thing people do need to realize, they need to acknowledge that Tottenham right now is not that attractive. We got rejected all over the gaff for this window. Understandably so, because I wouldn't want to go to a team that's 14th place. Let's have it right. As much as they look good and they probably won't be there next season, most people will not want to go to a team that's 14th place. So we're not that attractive right now, and it's going to be tough to bring players in. So we worked with what we can get. stole a player from Wolves because right about now that's our level. We got to go to Wolves and bully. We're doing the bully man thing. When you're in year 9, you're still getting bullied by the year 11, so you're like, fuck the year 7. I'm going to him, bro. I'm gonna go bully. That's what we done, bro.
do you know what it is, Jords? It's like the brother that got held back a year, fam. That's what I feel like. I feel like the brother that got held back a year, fam. But I'm just in the year below.
Still with the kids. Guy, and just push the little kids around like Wolves, yeah. What are you saying, little man? What are you saying? And then when the big ones come, like, fuck, man.
Like that. When the 6th formers come through,
it's head down.
No, real talk, man. But yeah, I get what you're saying in terms of we're not a very attractive outlook right now in terms of if you're an experienced player at a top club like a Milan, or like a Bayern, I say Bayern, we've just gone and got a player from there, but do you get what I'm trying to say? Do you know what I mean? I want to talk about you brought up Danso. Let's talk about Danso real quick. Let's go into that. I know it was a loan with an obligation to buy. At first, I thought we just outright bought him. It's a loan with an obligation. How are you feeling? Do you think he should start in the week? Do you want to see him start in the week?
Yeah, that's the start in the week. I think one thing we're going to touch on a bit later is about the availability of our centre-backs right now, and it doesn't really look like Van de Ven is going to be available. I'm not too sure. Yeah. Bakayoko would have been a great shout. I did say him for our right wing as well. But no, it doesn't even look like Van de Ven's going to be available. So I don't think we have the option of choosing whether does he start, does he not. He has to start, because if he doesn't start, then boy, who are we going to be playing? Gray and Davies at the back? Can't afford to see that anymore. I've been tired of seeing that. So I think the Van de Ven news is disappointing. But again, even when I said to you last night when we see it, it's like we need to hear from Ange himself. I need to see the press conference, which should come out today or tomorrow, of him actually saying what is wrong with Van de Ven. Because all these ITKs are alluding to stuff, but no one's actually saying anything. They're just saying, Van de Ven was feeling his hamstring. Van de Ven might be injured out for a bit longer. So it's one of those ones where let's see how that plays out. But he does play on the right side of the defense. So I would look at him to partner Van de Ven in the middle of the week. And if not Van de Ven, Ben Davies. And that's the way he is going to come into the lineup, whether we like it or not, because there's no one else that plays on the right hand side of the defense that is available.
His teammates are calling him the Austrian Rudiger. I hear that. But you see, for me, I would like to see him start, I want him to start next to Ben Davies, because I call Ben Davies the father of the team. Like, do you know what I mean? I call Ben Davies the father of the team. I think he would be the perfect centre-back to start next to in terms of kind of getting an understanding. Because one thing, people kind of, I'm a big fan of Ben Davies, I've always been a big fan of Ben Davies, because one thing about it is the way he's so mature. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, I think without Ben Davies in our team for the last couple seasons, there would be games where he's a big part of this team, innit? He's very integral to the team. Now, does that mean I want him to start every week? No. But when he does, Jords, when was the last time I seen Ben Davies put in a bad performance?
Nah, he hasn't, to be fair.
He's a very consistent performer.
Yeah. This season, I'd probably say he's probably not put a bad performance this year. He probably hasn't.
Yeah.
Big up to Phil, though, man.
That's what I'm saying. So for me, I think Ben Davies is Ben Davies and Danso, if they can kind of build a partnership as like the second choice centre backs, that can really benefit us. I do kind of want to talk about the youth though. I do want to talk about the youth, because I know obviously it's very exciting, the youth that we've got coming through Tottenham. Like it is very exciting. You know what I'm saying? We've got quite a young core of players now. Is it finally time, that the Tottenham young boys get their chance now in the league and in cup games now, or are we too late into the season for them to get any minutes, Jordan?
I think with the young boys, their opportunity would have been early in the season. And because we didn't take advantage of giving them that opportunity, we saw them play as of recently due to the injuries and so on. But this isn't the time of the season when you let the young boys play. I'll be so real. All the games that we're playing are vital. And the only minutes that they should be getting would be the last 10 or 15 of games like we've seen in the past. Can't really blame Ange for not using them too heavily, but I'm not a player I'm not a person, that's all for forcing young players into the team. So I think it's one of those ones where with the position that we're in and with the players that we've signed and everyone coming back from injury, the young players shouldn't really be involved at this point in the season. And I don't think he wants to involve them because there's so much pressure on the team as it is. When you're putting young players into these situations, some of them thrive under pressure, some of them absolutely crumble. So, yeah, man, look, it's one of those ones where I think that we shouldn't risk playing any young players in the next couple of games. I think they shouldn't, if we can avoid, don't even have them on the bench. Let's actually have a bench full of players that we can look at and tell me why.
They're making chance for him already. Jesus Christ.
Now, you know the one that's going to ring off? It's going to be that Greece one. Tell me more, tell me. Trust me, that one, yeah? That one's going to ring off. That one's going to ring off. All right, when he scores a couple goals at the lane, man. But yeah, look, I think we need to start focusing on our senior players, and our senior players need to really start turning it up, as we've seen. Because, yeah, the young kids relying on them to get us through, like Papsar and them. Well, Papsar is more of a, not senior, but he's not considered a young player at the moment. So, yeah. What about you? What, you think we need to use them, or do you think?
No, I was just, it's because obviously I've been looking online and whatnot. Obviously, we're lacking a right winger right now. So when I was looking at like who to start, because we're out, we've got no Madison. It's a bit like I don't really want to see Bergvall in the 10. I think as a number 8, Bergvall thrives. I think he really thrives in that number 8. He's really good at progressing the ball. He's tenacious. I like that about him. Tenacious. He wants to win tackles. Everything about him is positive so far. Apart from that rashness, it's positive. So when I'm looking at our squad, I'm thinking, how do we set up our front line? How do we set up our front three? Because obviously Mikey Moore is probably, and you could say Kulusevski, but I think Kulusevski is better in the middle. We don't have any right wingers. So it's like, do I want to see Mikey Moore get kind of thrown into the firing line against Liverpool? I'm not sure. And online, I've been seeing everyone kind of saying, oh, we want to give these youngsters a chance now. Like, I want to see Moore starting every week. I want to see Ajayi get some minutes. Like, and I'm just like, guys, come on, man. Come on. We kind of got to be real now. Like, the young players have saved us a lot. But like Jords said, like my guy Jords said, it's time for the older players now to start getting their boots together, get their shit together and start helping out. Because if we have to rely on these young players for the rest of the season, man, we're going to struggle, man. And like Jords said again, every game feels like a must win now. Even the league games. I mean, look at our next league game. We've got United at home. Then I think is it Ipswich away? I think it's United at home, Ipswich away. So yeah, man, I'm not sure how I feel about the youngsters. I'd love to know how you guys in the chat would feel. If anyone should get minutes, it should be Ajayi versus Villa. Okay. Touchlines is trolling. Tell me more. No, I'm not. I refuse to sing any chants for these players, bro.
Tell me more. He will never. I'm singing that chant. Trust me. I'm gonna sing.
That's a good question. Where do you want to see Tell play in the week, bro?
In the week. Do you know what? I know he's usually deployed off the left and in the middle, but I want to see him off the right. We need someone off the right. I want to see if Ange's going to risk him and be like, do you know what? Coming off the right, let's see what you can do. But the thing is, from watching him and from what I've seen, he does look similar to Archie Gray, as in he likes to be on that left-hand side because it's that cutting. It's that opportunity to cut in, drive at a player, and then shoot. And you miss that part of the game if he's not on the right-hand side. So maybe Son needs to go on the right. We just need someone else on that right who can have an impact. But I want to see him on the wing, on the left-hand side preferably. I just don't know if you can drop Son. That's the thing, man. That's the thing.
But then you could deploy Son through the middle. You could, I reckon.
Do you think Son is good through the middle, though? Don't you think Richarlison's more... That is smart. I think we've seen that under Pochettino. Days, he used to do that, the front three rotation. I think with the players we have, and to be fair, if you looked at the game against Brentford, Richarlison and Son are doing a lot of rotation.
Yeah,
they're doing a lot
I saw Richarlison out on the left quite a lot.
That's
quite natural for him as well.
Yes, that's the thing. I think, and with Tell, you probably could do that, the same thing. If he's on the left, whoever's in striker between him, Richarlison and Son, they can switch. They can play against each other. They can play in each other's positions. But it's one of those ones. I think when you do bring him into a team, you want to have him in a settled position so he can just he can build upon playing that role.
This guy about Jay Huss and Cockrell Drake. This guy Yasser is always talking shit. Big up Yasser, man.
Big up to my guy Yasser, man.
He's gassed, man. Chelsea got their first win since however long. He's gassed, innit? So let him be gassed, Yasser, bro. Don't worry, your cooking's still coming, bro. Don't worry, fam. I'm loading up that cookie. That cooking. Pause. Anyways, but why I thought Mikey Moore was the next Neymar. Yeah, I don't know why Maddison said that, to be honest. He shouldn't have said that, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. The older players have been letting us down all season, and you want to rely on these man to get us up the table. They've done it before, to be fair. They have got us up the table before, so that's probably why I would rely on them over the youngsters. I think putting the youngsters out there is, do you know what I'm saying? Ipswich low-key harder than United. It is going to be harder than United. They're fighting to stay in the league, and they're not far off us right now. They're not far off us. I know they lost to Southampton at home the other day, which is pretty shocking. But Ipswich is not going to be an easy game. We're going to get onto our fixtures coming up and whatnot. I do want to kind of shift the conversation onto Liverpool, though, because as you know, it is a massive, massive game. It is a massive, massive, massive. Jords, we have to win. I know everyone's saying with a draw we can go through, but just quickly, because I can hear the cat scratching my door, it's going to piss me off. Go and give me your starting 11. Just give me your thoughts, breakdown on the game. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's cool. Look, Liverpool game. It's going to be a tough one, Spurs fans. I'm going to let you know straight from the jump. It's not going to be an easy game. Anfield away. Boy, oh boy, not many people get up for that game. And not many people are ready for the occasion of what it is. You got a few new players coming in. Kinski probably going to play that game. So we saw in the Emirates game, the light shone bright on him. And he shook. He got a bit shook. He got a little bit shook, but he's played against his Liverpool team before. And hopefully he can relish the occasion. I'm looking at Danso. I'm looking at Tell. They're probably going to get chucked straight into the fold. Maybe Tell off of the bench, but Danso definitely within that first team lineup. I think the way that we have to set up is very similar to the way that we set up in the last game, as in we're going to concede a lot of pressure and try and explode in the transition on the counter, and try and take advantage of the gaps that they're going to open up when we do catch them in the transition. Because Levy, I'm seeing this thing run across, it's getting my mind all over the place. Liverpool are very good at getting teams packed into their half and creating chances. We saw what happened in that game in the Premier League just a month ago when they beat us 6-3. Every time they attacked, they looked dangerous. They could have had 8 or 9, and we can't afford for this game to be as open as that one was. So I'm going to look to be a very defensively compact, solid performance like the other day. And then when we're looking at lineup, I think you're going to get Danso straight in there. I think Jed Spence needs to start. I think Porro definitely starts. I think it depends which players come back and who's available. I think most of the players that come back will be on the bench, maybe barring some of the midfielders. But that midfield, I think we should start with the same midfield that we started with the other day. Again, Bentancur, Bissouma, Adin. They're very defensively solid. They both get around the pitch and off the ball, they're dogs. They're dogs off the ball and they disrupt midfields. I know sometimes a lot of people ain't happy with the amount of fouls they give away, but against a Liverpool team that are going to have a strong midfield in McAllister, Gravenberch, you need someone to rattle those players. You need someone to get that foot in and not really give them too much space. Because if you're passively defending against them, those two players are going to pick you apart. They're going to absolutely pick you apart. So it's going to be a dangerous game. It's one of those ones where Liverpool always have the 12th man at Anfield, and it's not I think we've had like one win at Anfield in 20, 30, maybe 40 years, bruv. So the one thing is we don't need to win, but we need a big performance.
Yeah, man, I agree. Anfield is not a ground that we win at. I think in 108 years we've won there 5 times. So yeah, it's not it's not a ground that we traditionally win at. But like George said, I feel like this is one where we have to win. We have to win because they're not gonna sit back and accept a draw. They're going to go for the jugular. They're gonna go for the jugular, people. Do you know what I'm saying? They're really, really gonna come out and play some football. And I know I saw a comment a second ago that that I know a lot of their players, they've been kind of grinding out results recently. They haven't been playing well. I think that might be due to fatigue. Like it is. Remember, there's no winter break this time. Do you know what I'm saying? There's no winter break, so it's kind of just when was the last international break? I don't even.
There's an international break next month. Literally after the Fulham game, there's an international break. So around 17, like 18th of March, I think it is.
There you go. So it's like it's one of them ones where I feel like we are gonna have to win. If I was to this starting 11 here, we didn't sign a left. We didn't sign a fucking left back. Oh my god. All right, yeah, I can agree with this. Spence, Kinski in goal, Spence at left back, Davies and Danso, Pedro Porro. I mean, oh my god, Jords, would you? Just a quick question: would you like to see Porro play at right wing for one of these games? Maybe not in a cup game because where it hasn't been tested yet. But is that something in the future you wouldn't mind seeing?
Sorry, seeing what?
Pedro Porro play at right wing rather than right back, just for a game. You wouldn't want to see him at right wing?
Bro.
Not this Liverpool game. I'm just saying, not this Liverpool game. We have to win this. I can't experiment. But
nah, I don't want to see Pedro Porro right wing. I just as much as he's got like that attacking play and in the final third can be a bit of dangerous. If you put him in the right wing, you're giving him more responsibility than he already has. And he thinks that he's hero, you know, Mr. Hollywood ball every single time, coming in, trying to play grenade launcher football. If you got him on that right wing, he's going to really think, rah, so me to score today, taking 10 shots a game. Nah, I think Pedro Porro is one of those players we're probably going to have to look to phase out of the team soon, man. Like, as much as I think he's decent, he's not good enough defending for me. I want a defender that can defend, a right back that actually does the basics, and he don't do the basics good enough. He concedes far too many mistakes, and I mean, we lose a lot of games because of him.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. I think eventually he is going to be looked to, like they are going to look to phase him out. Big up Sengiz says a bit too late for the play the kids discussion, but remember we used kids against Galatasaray and they shat themselves. Wouldn't rely on the same 17-year-olds to bail us out. Embarrassing indict. I can't even read that. I'm fried. I hear it. Nah, it's not the one. Pedro Porridge out. Touchline. I know you're here to rattle us, bro, but you should be over on the Palace fans channel right now trying to rattle him, fam. Go and get your lick back against Palace, bro. They slapped you lot up at home.
Trust me. You know, I've clocked this about Touchline. Like, he's all here, or constantly he's in Spurs streams, in these other streams, going, Jords this, Jords that. I'm like, Touchline, bro. Worry about your own club. Worry about what's going on over them sides, bro. What did expressions call him? You got the Reebok Rogers, yeah? Moncler Mourinho, they will call him. Go worry about Reebok Rogers, cuz. Yeah, and what's going on over there? Man got 5 losses at home in 7 games. Nah, bro. Come on. Don't even worry about my team. Please.
Oh, Jords, man. Hey, big up Touchline, though. That's my guy, man. I love Touchline. He's the number 8. If anyone can rattle rivals, it's this guy, bro. This guy has no problem rattling us. Oh, see, look, here he is now.
Trophy. Come with something new. That doesn't even rattle me because it's just boring. That's all it is. It's boring stuff. You got to come up with new lines, bro. You got to say something original about my club that's actually going to impact me. Because right now, Manchester United have nothing to celebrate. Nothing. Absolutely. Like, you guys are looking at finishing your relegation battle. You guys literally are drowning. You lose against all the small clubs at your own gaff. Nah.
Next season, your local derby might be Man United versus Burnley. You know what I'm saying? That might be the
Blackburn and that, bruv. Like, come on, man. Come on, go worry about that Stockport and that, bruv. What's going on?
Oh man, like Ruben Scammering, fam. Oh my days, that's hilarious, man. But no, back to let's take the conversation back to Spurs. Brentford, I want to quickly touch on that Brentford game, man, because I was really impressed. I can't lie. That game, it wasn't a great watch, per se. I was kind of dozing off at points, but what did you make of that? Was you kind of impressed at the way we kind of stuck out the game? Like, we stuck the game out a little bit. Was that something that impressed you?
Yeah, I think at times people have obviously questioned, and me most importantly. So I have questioned, regardless, that Spurs haven't been able to get through these tough games, these close games. When teams, or when the scoreline's very close, we can't get through them. And tight margins tend to cause us a huge issue. So I think for me, I was very impressed with the fact that we managed to defensively keep a clean sheet, first of all, but just stop Brentford from getting into our box and creating clear-cut chances. Probably one of the first games in a long while, in a very long while, where you've seen Spurs just clear the ball, not concede a goal, not give up too much space in the box, defensively compact. And I keep saying defensively compact because when you're compact at the back, you don't leave spaces in behind. You won't see the chances that Vardy had against us for Leicester a few weeks ago. You won't see those chances that DCL and the amount of times that the ball was falling to the Everton players because we're defensively compact. And when you get a player like Danso in there, who's a bit more aggressive, we might open up a little bit more, but I feel like we're going to shut down teams and counter press a bit better. So it's one of those ones. I was impressed with the performance, man. Like, I'm impressed with the team done, and Archie Gray and Ben Davies a stellar showing at the back.
Yeah. John's gone up and got the stat. That's crazy. The last time we won there was 2011. Damn.
Yeah, man, it's been a while. And they was a horrible. That was like Roy Hodgson Liverpool, fam. That was different Liverpool.
You get me? Them days there, the man had Martin Skirtle and that. Yeah, Martin. Yo, don't kill me, man. But hey, in regards to the Brentford game, bro, I was really, really impressed with what I saw. That game actually gave me a bit of confidence, but it was a bit bittersweet because again, Ange, you know how to set us up to be hard to beat. You know how to set us up to stifle the opponents, to stifle them. You know, I think Brentford had 3 shots on target the entire game. They had 20 chances and 3 shots on target. That kind of goes to show you, like, we can become a really difficult team to beat. We can become that team. It's just about applying those principles. So I was really impressed. I think a player I was really, really impressed with, though, Jed Spence, man. Jed Spence, bro. Is he a player that we hang on to? Or is he a player that you reckon a club will come in for? Because I think since he's been asked to come in, and it pissed me off that Ange said, oh, he's going to be a really good player until Doggy comes back. I'm like, no, what do you mean? Jed Spence is performing better than Doggy was when he was here. So Doggy has to earn his way back into the team. You can't just all of a sudden throw Jed Spence out of the team now because Doggy's back from injury. I don't think that works. So what are your thoughts on him, on Jed Spence, bro? Because I've been really, really impressed with him this summer.
Yeah, I think those comments were taken out of context. I think a lot of people, because if you've seen and I suppose any manager, they just want competition for places. I think what he's alluding to is when he's going to be great to fill in at left back until Udogie comes back. Then when Udogie does come back, they're both going to be battling for that position. They're going to be battling for those positions. Jed Spence definitely will get more game time at right back. I think some people are failing to just acknowledge that Pedro Porro's continuously playing. And that's because we can't afford to take Pedro Porro out, because if he comes out, Jed Spence has to play right. Who's going to play left? I think Jed Spence will get the game time at right wing back eventually. But you just have to let things play out. I do agree with a lot of people in the fact that Ange Postecoglou took way too long to embed Jed Spence into this team. It's a huge issue. The fact and that's one of those things that I look back on and say, yeah, man, that decision to not play him, that's a killer one. It makes no sense because he's been our best defender for the past couple of months, for the past 2 months when he has been in. I know he's been in and out of the team, and injuries, I think this is one thing we do have to pay attention to as well. Jed Spence does keep picking up injuries this season. As little as he's played, he is picking up a lot of niggles, a lot of knocks, and that might be one of the things that has stunted his progress as a Spurs player. But at the moment, we just have to take advantage of it, keep playing him. I don't think he'll go anywhere to any other team because, like I said, he wants to fight for this place at being Tottenham. He actually wants to play for Tottenham. He wants to play for that badge. He had the opportunity to leave Tottenham. He said, no, I'm going to stay. I'm going to fight for my position. And we're seeing it because he has the arrogance to know that. I think he's one of those guys. He probably looks around and says, I'm better than him. I'm better than him. And he's really starting to see it now. People are starting to show, and every single week he shows up and shows out. And do you know what? Shout out to his sister as well. I don't know if people see his sister does like a match day vlog and that every time over the last couple of weeks, and he gets uploaded on Spurs channel. It's a proper thing, man. It's good little match day vlog from his sister. And yeah, man, Jed Spence, He's looking like the future, right? Future at fullback for us. He's looking like
Yeah.
the future fullback for us right now.
Yeah, man, he's definitely a player that I want to see. And like, this is what I mean. When I sit there and I look at the young talent that we got that Vaskovic, is his name, Vuskovic, out on
Vuskovic,
loan,
yeah,
the centre back. He's killing it out on loan right now. I think he's got 7 goals this season, which is insane for a centre back.
crazy.
Crazy. We got Mikey Moore, we got Will Lancashire, who's gone out on loan to West Brom. Yang, who I spoke to a few QPR fans. They said they were really impressed on his debut at QPR.
Yeah.
They said he really, really impressed. They said he's a lot like Son from 2015, 2016 in terms of electric pace, wants to run at you, wants to make the runs, wants to cut in, wants to shoot. So, look, we got him. Did I say Moore already? We got Mikey Moore, Ajayi, you know what I'm saying? Gray, Bergvall, Spence. We've got a Kinski. Like, we've got a good core of young players. But again, if the older players around them are letting us down, then they don't have much to look to and to get inspired by, bro. So I really want to see us now in the summer. Maybe we can add a few additions, maybe a few little additions to the youngsters and whatnot. But I really want to see us go out there and bring in some quality. Jordan just put up, this was Liverpool's starting 11 the last time we beat them. They had Reina.
Who's Flanagan. Flanagan, yeah, John Flanagan. Man said Carragher. That must have been like a 34-year-old Carragher because Man United football started in 2014. So this is a Finnish Carragher. Man said Skirtle. Dirk Kuyt. Man said like Lucas Leiva. Hey, we're getting way back. Jay Spearing. Nah. And then who's Rodriguez?
And Suarez. Carroll.
Suarez, wow. Carroll. No. That was like the first season of Suarez and Carroll as well, man.
I think Carroll's playing in the 4th tier of French football now, Yeah. And he's a better sporting director than Levy. I think they're both terrible, to be honest. I think both of their talent.
No, we can't hear that. And Ange made that call, and when Ange called, hey, you listening here, mate?
Nah, I don't believe that.
We know what happened. All right, that's a good question. And what do you think changed Tell's mind then? Because Tell said no to Tottenham just a few days ago. What do you think
it was his desire to leave Bayern that changed his mind personally? I think obviously United were looking for an option, or I don't know why he probably turned down United. I think he's probably looking at the United situation at that club and thinking, I don't know. I mean, it's a bit unstable there. But then again, it's unstable at Tottenham. But if there's one thing he's probably going to get a guarantee of is minutes, because he knows even if he doesn't get minutes down the middle, when Solanke comes back, he will get minutes on either side of the wings because he's better than Johnson. He's better than Werner. I think Werner's time at this football club, I think Werner's time at this football club's done. Like, I think Timo Werner's finished. So, yeah, I think he just saw the United form, seeing how they're dipping. They're very... And I think, big up Michael from Poland. I think it was because we wanted to buy him, have an obligation. He didn't want to commit. Now he has an option to reject us. That's another reason as well. Once Ange drops that mate on the phone, it's man just flies to him. Pause. Yeah, facts. Predictions for the game. We're going to get into that though, bro. Don't worry. Faz has joined the new... I don't know, man. I know Turkish went over them sides to get his hairline done, but I don't know what he did. I don't know what they did, bro. It doesn't look like they made many improvements, but big up Turkish, man. 2 of my favorite players scored, Luka and DDV. I was still in high school back then. Okay. They're going to move on Dragusin when Vuskovic comes in. I don't think so, I don't think they'll move him. I think if a bid comes in, they'll move him on. But, man got shut up by us on the weekend. Yeah, I think I saw the Carragher comments. I think people took what he said out of context. I don't think they understood what he meant personally, but yeah. Big up Michael from Poland though. I hope you're well, my guy. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think the reason why Tell probably accepted us, man, is just because he probably wants to use us as a stepping stone. I think there's a lot there. If he does fail at Tottenham, there's a lot less scrutiny. than if you go into Man United and fail in it. I think that's also something that played into it. And also, you guys have to remember, yeah, we're a London club. The appeal of living in London for 6 months is way more appealing than living in Manchester for 6 months. Who the hell wants to live in Manchester? Who actually says to themselves, I want to leave the beautiful city of Munich to go and live in flipping Manchester, bro? Nah. So I also think that played a big part because, yeah, man. But
from what I was hearing from Florian Plettenberg is that he generally doesn't even want to leave Bayern Munich. Like, even this option to buy for Spurs, it has to be an option that he accepts at the end of the season, that he's willing to move. Because I know he signed a deal and so on, but I don't think that he generally wants to leave Bayern Munich. But I'm just reading here that one of the key reasons he came was because he spoke to Odegaard. He spoke to his boy Odegaard and said, bro, you have to come. And I'm not being funny. Those little things, like, they play a big part into it. When you're speaking to players, speaking to your friends, naturally, people that you're playing with, if they're at that club, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to settle in.
Yeah. You know what? That would make a lot of sense. That if he reached out to Odegaard or Odegaard reached out to him, that would make a lot of sense. And it wouldn't surprise me if you end up seeing them, man, together in the training videos and whatnot. They're always together, bro. Sitting next to each other.
You should have seen the.
You know, I saw
a meme yesterday. I saw a meme that was so funny. It was like Pap Sarr chilling with like Jed Spence, Odegaard, you know, them like man them type of thing. Yeah, you know, the man them throwing up their little signs. You know, and Pap Sarr's just there.
Yeah, they're always throwing up their little signs. You got Pap Sarr doing the Jed Spence throwing up. You know?
We're becoming Mandem FC now. We got all these young guys with the single plats and dreads and them things. Like, we're trying to remake Chelsea.
All of them things. I hear it. Nah, it's about time, bro. It's about time. You get me? We're slightly becoming the new Mandem FC, but you love to see it, bro. You love to see it. You get me? But I don't know if we've spoken about this, but who would you like to move on? I think me looking at this team, I know there's a lot of talk about the fans on Twitter, right? They want to. I'm going to give you my predictions on the games coming up, but just quickly before we do that, because we're going to wrap up a little bit early this week. I've got a jet, but who would you like to see move on? Who would you like to see move on this summer, man? Because there's a lot of talk about Romero wanting to move. You know, I know we obviously spoke before about Kulusevski, what we thought about that. Bentancur is a player that I think will look for a move this summer as well. I don't think he's very happy at Tottenham. What are you saying, bro? Give me your thoughts.
I don't think that's true about Bentancur. You know, Ali Gold come out and said that he's like quickly becoming a real leader within this squad, and I wouldn't be surprised. He's a senior player, and I've been impressed with Bentancur a lot of the times, but his consistency has been an issue for me. But I think my players that I would move on instantly, Bissouma, get rid of the guy. He's an absolute failure for us. The guy Brighton replaced Bissouma with for cheaper is much better than him in Baleba, 2 times the player he is. And even like, why did we get the bad? We got the only bad player Brighton have sold. You know, they've sold good players to everyone else, but we end up with the shit, bro. Such a Spursy thing. So, yeah, look, I think when I'm looking at this, I'd say Bissouma is probably the main player. Outside of that, there's not too many outgoings that are needed. I think Bentancur would only be sold if we sign another better central midfielder. But outside of that, we don't need to sell Bentancur. I think he can stay. Bring in another 1 or 2 central midfielders to battle for those positions. Romero is probably going to be on his way out, and I'm more than willing to let go of Romero this season. Because look, as people are pointing out, he's got a compilation of just bad things and goals being conceded at the moment. So, yeah, no, look, I think Bissouma is my main player that we need to go. But it's definitely not cap touchline. Bissouma is the only bad player to leave Brighton to another Premier League club. You look at Cucurella, you look at who else have they sold? I'm trying to think now. Caicedo, McAllister, literally Trossard. All these other players have been ballers. They've gone to their clubs and had big impacts. Spurs have got the one that's just dead. And Richarlison, how can I forget Richarlison as well? Richarlison, I think the fact that we're trying to sign a new striker shows that we're willing to move on Richarlison. It's just a case of getting him gone. Because I don't know if you see, whenever he's linked away, my man will come out and tweet, I'm not going anywhere. This is rubbish. I don't need you to do that, bro. Stop scaring the hoes away. Stop scaring them away. For real, like, They want you. They want you. Just accept it. Like, you need to know your level sometimes. Richarlison's not at our level, but I hope he scores some important goals for us for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, man. Richarlison, he's also touchline. Cucurella has been good. He was good for the whole of 2024. He was massive. He played a massive part in Spain winning the Euros as well. He was really good for Spain. But Richarlison, it's time. I think we have to realize he's not good enough, guys, for what the team we want to be. And again, maybe all of our standards and expectations are different, but for the team that we want to be, he's not good enough. He's not good enough, unfortunately, man. He isn't good enough. Can't stay fit. Doesn't really impact the game when he does come on. Maybe he might get a little header, which, by the way, how many goals has Richarlison scored with his feet? A lot of the goals he scores are headers. Like, I've seen him. He's pearled one. He scored a pearler against Everton last season. He wrapped it.
Only Everton he scored them 2 good goals. Apart from that, it's just tap-ins.
Just tap-ins and headers, bro. So him, I would want to see. Hear me out on this, guys. Hear me out on this, okay? Because this might frustrate a lot of people, yeah. But look at me, people. If we can go and cash in on this bastard Pedro Porro, fam. No. We have to cash in on him, fam. We have to cash in. 47 million. 47 million we pay for this guy, you know. 47 million, bro. And the guy is never in position. Never in position. We have to let him go. We have to let him go. Do you know what I'm saying? We have to let him go. Plus, I'm not going to lie. I'm hearing, you know, Madrid might be interested in him. You know, if Madrid are interested, you want to come give us some money. Do you know what I'm saying? No, Michael, listen, I hear it. But we can get some money for him. I feel like he's one of them players who's not worth it.
I'm not so... I get where you're at. And I've been that guy. I've been like, get him out of my club. But it's also one of those ones where he's not one of the first players you'd look to sell on, because we already have Jed Spence coming through as a potential improved upgrade. You just let them battle out for their position and see who comes out on top, rather than selling him and spending another 30-40 million on another right back that might not work out. And to be honest, another right back that might not be better than Jed Spence. Like, I think at this point, when you've already invested the money into a player like that, just let them battle out for the space and see who comes out on top, because they're both fairly young. And touchline, you could never take one of our players. You might have done the Berbatovs, the Carricks, 17, 18 years ago when you was a baby, but it would never happen in your lifetime. Let's have something right.
I take Porro at United. Take him, bro. Take him, man. Take him. But Kulu's definitely not staying in England if he leaves Tottenham. He's definitely going either back to Italy or out to Spain or one of them teams there. But another player, like you said, Bissouma, bro. We got scammed, bro. He ain't the player. I might even make a video about Bissouma, bro. I might even have to make a whole 8-minute rant about Bissouma, bro. Because we got scammed. You know what I'm saying? We got catfish, bro. Brighton catfished us, bro. They told us we was going to get this baller. And barring the first 10 games of last season, he hasn't looked like the same player that he was at Brighton. Do you know what I'm saying? He hasn't looked like the same player. Again, like I said, Richarlison can go. But another player that I wouldn't mind kind of offloading is Bent. I know we're kind of probably going to disagree on the Bentancur thing, but I wouldn't mind getting rid of Bentancur, because I think we can raise a good bit of money. And if we can go out there and replace him with a bit of proven quality, like a bit of, you know what I'm saying? I think it would be worth it. I think it'd be worth it. But I also do understand, that, like you said, if he's growing a leadership role in the team, it's just about him finding that level of consistency and staying fit. Because he always seems to get an injury throughout the season, whether it's a head injury, whether it's an ACL going, the MCL going. Like, he can't stay fit. I don't know. That might be a South American thing. But
yeah, it might be. I think because they play so aggressive, they tend to... Yeah, you wish. Because they're so aggressive, they tend to pick up like these little niggles, these little injuries, these knocks, and it affects the way that they are and the way that they play. But with Bentancur, it's like what you said there, man. We just need to see that, just that little bit of that consistent quality, man. That's all we need. Just need to see that little bit of consistent quality from him, because he's such a top player when he's at his best. But outside of that, then I think maybe he's being misused at times, though, also because he is a number 8. He's been asked to play the number 6, and because just the way that the South Americans are very rash, they like to get forward, they like to press out of position. Don't think it suits him, but that's one of the things that we'd need to address in the summer.
Yeah, no, I agree. Let me just get through some of these comments before we wrap up. We can buy players off Madrid, Arsenal, Chelsea, and their targets, but we can't get Spurs' best player. Okay, pal. Well, you couldn't get Mateus Tel, so there you go.
It's funny because they haven't bought any players off Madrid or Arsenal that they actually want. Like, the difference between buying a finished player from Chelsea, a Mason Mount who they don't want, or a Madrid, a Casemiro who they don't want, it's very different to go in one of these clubs and signing one of their top players. So you haven't attracted any big players from a top team.
United couldn't go to Madrid and buy Vinny Jr. or Rodrigo or
they couldn't even get a Tchouaméni or Camavinga, like the players that are chopping and changing. Like, come on, man. Know your level.
I'll keep Ben 10. Good option. Definitely not a starter. I hear it. I like the way I've kind of got this Ben 10 name running around now. My guy, Ben 10, fam. Ben 10 out of 10 core, fam. My guy, Ben 10. Either Bissouma or Bentancur goes because we've Cardozo. Who is this guy? Cardozo. Who is he? I don't know.
He's a player that we've got a buy option in for around 28 million from Real Betis, because when we sold Lo Celso, one of the deals was that we got a sell-on percentage if he is sold, this player, or a buy option, which eventually is around 25 million this summer. He's a good CDM. He's more of like an Agate if you're looking at like a ball winner, very aggressive, breaks down the play, more of a destroyer. But with regards to building out from the back, he does struggle a bit on the ball. But a good player nonetheless. I don't know if it's one that we need. I like Angel Gomez.
I think we've rattled touch.
Yeah, he's going back 10 years ago. Again, like, touch, man. You was in primary school when all these things happened with Arsenal's best players and Matic and these things. You got to talk about what's going on right now when you're watching ball and you're actually analysing the situation, because, well, your club's a long way from 2015, man.
A very long way, man. Do you know what I'm saying? But before we wrap up the show, I just want to get your thoughts. Give me a score prediction for the Liverpool game this week. And then, give me a score prediction for Liverpool, man.
I'm going to go 2-2 in the Liverpool game. I think it's going to go back and forth. Liverpool might go 2-1 up and Spurs maybe just get a last-minute equaliser. Maybe that's just me hoping, but I'm going to go that the game's going to be a draw because I think that we're going to get through that round. Aston Villa game, on the other hand, I think Aston Villa, we might struggle. I think we might struggle against Villa, and I think that game might go into their hands. Maybe a 2-1 win for Villa, but I think we get through one of the rounds.
Sanchez was awful for you.
It's 10 years ago, bro. Like, again, touchline, bro. You're way out of it. We're in 2025. He signed for you, man, in 2016, maybe 2017, if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure 2016. So it was 8-9 years ago.
It was COVID. He didn't sign for you lot in COVID.
I remember slapping you up 6-1 in COVID. Like, know your level, bro.
Yeah, I remember that.
What did Sonny do? Hey, Millie rocked on that block, cuz he allow it. Hey, allow it, man. You let Sonny really rock on your block. Like, allow it. And now everyone's Millie rocking at Old Trafford, man. Like, we set trends.
That's the one thing I never thought I'd see, Son Millie rocking. That is hilarious, bro.
Crazy.
That is hilarious. At least they should have bought Havertz rather than Xerxes and Højlund. At least Havertz has more goals than both of them. I hear that. We're currently above you, pal, in our worst ever state. It's also our worst ever state, but I hear it. I like the way you just missed that part out, but cool. Currently the last English team to win a trophy. Yeah, because you won a trophy last season. Like, you can't say that. That's like me saying I was the last person to touch this wall. Obviously, like, come on, bro. You can't say that. It doesn't make any fucking sense, Touchline. Morning, Mark, man. I hope you're well, bro. Make sure you guys go and sub to Touchline as well. We are bantering, but that is my guy, innit? Like, you know what I'm saying? He knows what he's doing. You get me? So make sure you guys go sub to Touchline. Get him to 400 subs, people, please. But and sub to Mark. Sub to the 2 Marks as well, man. You got a bounce, yeah? Take it easy, bro. You get me? But people, let me get some score predictions for the Liverpool game. What we saying? Everyone's saying 1-1, 2-2. I don't know how I feel, people. I don't know how I feel, man. But yeah, I think we're going to wrap the show up here. We've kind of spoken about everything that there is to speak about. Is there anyone live that we like at the moment? Is there anyone live that we like? Who's live right now that I can send you lot over to? Who is currently live, people? Let me. We're awful and still win stuff. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm not denying that at all. Fucking, I can't fucking see my. There we go. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Who's live that we like? I'm gonna send you lot over there. Oi, Touchline. Are you live? Are you going live today? 3-0 loss if Postecoglou plays back 2 rubbish. Yeah, big up Archer as well. Some teams just fluke trophies. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That is true. Some teams, we're just not one of them teams. Imagine we was one of them teams that flukes trophies. How fucking happy. How great would that be? I'd love to just fluke a Europa League. Do you know what I'm saying? I'd love to fluke a Champions League, fluke a Premier League. Unfortunately, we're just not those guys, bro. We're just not those guys. But people, is anyone live at all? Is anybody live? Is anybody live? We're going to see right now. No, probably not. I hear it, man. I hear it, man. Do you know what, though? Do you know what, people? I've actually been deep in it, yeah? You see, doing this content shit, it's actually kind of fun. It's actually kind of fun, you know? Like, I've actually been enjoying it, man. I've been enjoying talking. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I've kind of built a community. We got the same faces in the chat all the fucking time. Big up the same faces. Do you get me? It's nice. It is nice. It's very nice, man. I appreciate everyone that does lock in as well, people. But it isn't a fluke if it happens all the time. True. I hear that. I hear that. I hear that. I think Hooks is live right now. Is Hooks live? Fam Zone TV is live. Fam Zone are live, yeah? If you want Fam Zone TV. Alright, cool. Cool. John, are you a mod? Where's my mods? Where's my mods at? Where are my mods at? I need one of my mods to go over to their channel. I need my mods to go over to their channel, get the link for that stream, and put it in the chat. Put the link for their... No, I'm not a mod. Hey, John, I'm going to make you a mod. Love Jay, my bro. Big up, Smithy, man. How you doing, bro? How you doing? I didn't really see your name in the chat today, bro. I hope you're well, though, man. I hope you're well, though, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Where are my mods at? Mr. Udan, go to Fam Zone TV, get the link for their stream, and put it in the chat for me, please. Put it in the chat for me, bro. Yeah. John, I'm going to make you a mod. I'm going to make you a mod right. Can I do it from here? Every team that wins a trophy needs a little luck on the way. I agree. I think everyone needs a bit of luck on the way, man. You'd be very ignorant to sit here and say that, you know, teams don't get a little bit of fortune going through to these cup finals and winning trophies and that. It is fortune. A lot of it is fortune, man. We just seem to be very unfortunate. When you next or never a foul argument with... Hey, listen. Hey, I'll be on Never a Foul soon. Whenever I get the call up, you know what I'm saying? I was on there yesterday, man. But yeah, people, this is the link. So I'm going to end the stream. Go over to their channel and put Hotspur Cave Raid. J Raid or Hotspur Cave Raid. Please, people, I want to see everyone do it. 17 of you are in here. So 17 of you can go over to that channel and go and put Hotspur Cave Raid. Please. The link is here. You know what I'm saying? The link is here. The cat. All right, cool. You want to say hello? Come on then. Say hello. Look. He wants to say hello, guys. Say Wagwan. Are we going to beat Liverpool? All right. He says we're going to beat Liverpool. Who's going to score? He's so chill. He's such a chill guy. But anyway, yeah, people, head over to their channel. Go and show them some love. And I'm going to catch you lot in a bit. Peace out. God bless. Levy out. Hotspur Cave out. Peace.